Hello water signs. We're going to get started with your elemental water reading. So this is going to be a general reading for Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I'm going to start making a suggestion when I do these is that you go back and you view all four of the elementals. If you know you're a water sun but a fire moon, you can see that, or a rising sign, and then whomever you're dealing with. Right? So I'm going to try to keep these videos between 15 and 20 minutes, but it will behoove you, I think, to kind of watch all of them, because if this reading doesn't resonate with you, then, you know, of course, view your moon and rising sign, but then you want to view the moon and rising sign or sun sign of the people that you're involved with. Okay? So that being said, this is a general reading and the messages will not resonate with everyone. We have a lot of factors across Aries for the entire month of April. I said you can go look at the fire, elemental fire. You can catch the first, I don't know, maybe 3 to 5 minutes of that video. I'm not going to repeat all of that. The moon is in Scorpio, which is great, because Jupiter is also in Scorpio. We're getting ready for our Uranus into Taurus transit. This is going to be huge. So if you'd like to purchase a reading, you can find my email address linked to the site in the About box section of the channel, in the description box underneath the video, and it'll also be posted up here on the bottom of the screen. With that being said, we're going to get started. I've got clarifiers here, and then we're going to close this reading out with one of the oracle cards. We shall see. That fire, elemental fire, was a very strong reading. Very, very strong. Okay, here we go. 10 of Wands. Again, this is water. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, general. Wheel of Fortune. 4 of Cups. Well, water signs. 5 of Swords. The Devil. Wow, isn't that interesting? And the Page of Swords. Huh. The 6 of Wands. The 10 of Swords. Wow. And the Lover's card. Underneath the deck, Judgment, Pluto. Pluto in Capricorn. There is Capricorn right there. Wow. Here is our Mercury card. This is also Gemini in Mercury. If I'm not mistaken, this is not Moon in Aquarius. It might be Venus in Aquarius. Well, this looks to be pretty tough. For some of you water sign individuals, same sex or heterosexual, this is really a flat out kind of a work issue for you guys, and a choice. Some of you really been struggling with perhaps having a lot on your plate, and then suddenly the wheel changes for you and you are presented with an opportunity, and you are very, very uncertain and unsure about what you should do. Some of you ain't even excited about it. You might be, a lot of you are kind of maybe dismissing it out of hand because it's so unusual. Sometimes that's what the Sagittarius card can represent. Something completely foreign and different to you. And you're kind of dismissing it out of hand because it just doesn't seem right. But what I'm looking at is that here is this 5 of Swords, and this 5 of Swords tells me that there have been some miscommunications or some arguments, and maybe that you yourself have kind of won the war. Okay, people are like, okay, whatever, I'm not even going to deal with that. You've gotten rid of 4 wands here. We go from a 10 to a 6. So this is about some concept or idea of stability or the home or celebrating something. It is the commitment, shacking up card, the 4 of wands. Sometimes it's not what's here, it's what's not here. But then here is the devil card. Now, the devil represents commitments. It represents long-term things built up over time. It represents bonds, linkages, connections. Some of you perhaps feel as though you can't get out from under whatever this thing. It could be something as simple as a mortgage. What the hell? But there are no coins here. Even though the devil represents the earthly plane. So this is about money and sex and property and drugs and alcohol. It is about the 3rd dimensional plane. What's interesting is I see these 3 cups, 3 people, 3 figures, 3 figures, 3 figures. So what I'm looking at is really this big, comprehensive picture of a relationship. I think some of you may have wanted to kind of get out from under this and you couldn't, or at least you think you can't. If this is about some kind of prenuptial agreement and or some kind of divorce settlement, this could even again be some kind of contractual issue of going to another company or staying where you are. You are highly disappointed, and I think also in some respect quite fearful of it, because that is Saturn's baseline of operation. Fear. Fear will either keep you in place or it'll make you run away. It is a highly emotional reaction. And there are no cups here except for this one. I don't think some of you even know what to do. I think some of you are going to stay exactly where you are. For you, that may be a victory. For others of you, it's almost like doing a deal with the devil. That's what I'm getting. Now, here is Pluto. And Pluto is about power and control. Who has it? Who doesn't? Pluto always works from underneath, from below ground. And he is not somebody that you want to engage in terms of a power struggle, because he can be very nasty, and he always plays to win. But the Judgment card has come out to say that you're being called, or you're being tasked to use your discernment, use your judgment, make a decision. For some of you, you've been awaiting news. I see it here. That's going to help you make this decision. And you're going to be tasked to kind of figure out, are you following what your head says, or are you following what your heart says? Some of you are going to have difficulty working through that. Okay? There's been arguments over this. You're being called to a new life, a new way of, it's a new level that's coming. That's where you are right now. A judgment can take a long time. And sometimes you may have to wait on the judgment of other people. Okay? I have 2 angels here. 3 angels, actually. The North and the South node. Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus. I don't have any repeater numbers here. What's interesting is I have I have 2 10 cards, 3 10 cards. The Wheel of Fortune is a 10. There's a 10 of Wands. There's the 10 of Swords. Now, the devil is sitting in between two tens. So this is really a slow change coming for some of you, but it's a massive change. Let me read to you the tens. 3 of them, as a matter of fact. It says if you've been experiencing some difficult times, they are going to be coming to an end. There it is. So this could be really literally about kind of just persevering until you can get the call. For some of you, this could be literal. There's definitely some kind of new look. There's a 4th 10. This is a huge, major life change. Look. There's the other 10. Now, the only other 10 that is not here is the 10 of Cups. Okay? I want you to think about that for a minute. Let me take a look at these. And the 10 of Pentacles. Oh, there's the 10 of Pentacles. Jesus. Right in the center is the devil. Now, this could be deadly serious financial agreements, prenuptial agreements, inheritances, mortgages, lottery payouts. What am I looking at? Oh, hold on. I want to read to you what the 3 to 4 tens mean here. For some of you, this might be a massive loss in finances or your job. Three tens suggest arguments over money matters. But 4 tens tell of great financial gains to be had and a very lucky time. That's what I'm telling you. For some of you, you may have maybe lost literally like the shirt off your back. But you're going to recover from this. Now, I want to take a look. I have these. I want to take a look at this 5 of Swords to see if it tells me anything sitting next to the devil. There's definitely a message here, and it's delayed. Whatever this argument is about, it's a delayed message. We have Mercury in retrograde. In a reading, 5 of Swords appearing next to the devil indicates careless spending, unwise investments, and financial hardships and distress. Be warned. Cards are trying to tell you something. I'm going to look at this 4 of Cups next to the devil. I think this is very important because of the transits we're having across Scorpio and Taurus. There is no timing on this. You know this. For some of you, this could play out all the way into May when Uranus goes into Taurus. So it may be telling you to try to conserve and to hang on to what you have and to be wary. 4 of Cups next to the Wheel of Fortune. This is a 2-week time period. Tells of a new direction and new interest coming about, usually within a fortnight. A fortnight's 14 days. It asks you to become fully involved, as this will lead to a beneficial outcome for all concerned. It implies of a new interest and an involvement is imperative. But it looks like some of you have already had arguments over this. You know, sometimes this can be about family decisions. People, you're trying to make these huge decisions about which way to go. And it's, you know, upset a bunch of people. But this 5 of Swords here. If somebody's been coming in asking you to sign something or to accept the deal, or let's look at this 6 of Wands here. You know, look, granted, this is a general reading, so it's not going to resonate. It's not going to, your story's not going to, you know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, yeah, everybody's going to be able to get out from underneath it. It's impossible. Why? Because you're dealing with other people. Okay? Nothing. I'm going to look at this 10 of Swords again, and whether it's going to be next to the... Lovers or the Devil, or even touching upon the Wheel of Fortune here. Because this is not going to be positive for everybody. It's impossible. I just want to check something. Let me check something. For some of you, it's like falling into the same old trap all over again. Whatever that means for you. You know, look, like I said, it requires a personal reading. I don't know. Let me take a look. Because it looks, you know, like some of you have or will be assuming that this is really some kind of victory, that you have made it through with the support of other people. But then here's this. I mean, like immediately. And then you are back to this position. What do I do? What do I do? It's like doing a deal with the devil. That's really what I keep hearing. Some of you are going to be put in a it's not an untenable situation. I think some of you are going to be tempted in some way. Now, I have sometimes seen the Wheel of Fortune with the devil to be like gambling, taking a risk of some sort, being tempted to do that. I've seen this sometimes equate with like Las Vegas or Atlantic City gambling in casinos. Losing it all. Some of you will accept this offer and will be okay. Others of you have a heavy burden to bear. How do I get rid of this? What do I do? Do I sell my house? Or do I let it foreclose? What do I do? The Sacerdote, the Deliranti, and the Allegrezza al Cuore. Those are three very, very strange cards. But look, it's still this idea of three people. This is the Three of Cups. So I'm either dealing with a single man, I'm dealing with faith and trust. But remember, 14th century priests had kids. They had vices. This is stupid action, stupid behavior, but it could also be about alcohol and drugs and addictions. There's that Three of Cups again. Look, it repeats itself. This could be about being in a relationship with somebody who has completely financially ruined you. And you're going to be tasked to make a decision about this. Shit, if I do this, my credit's going to be shot. Well, leggerezza, denari, consolante sorpresa. Remember I said to you, some of you are going to be like, oh shit, it's complete ruin. But then at the last minute, something comes along, some kind of offer, some kind of deal, something happens. It's not going to be the end all to be all to solve your problems, but it just might be enough to help you. Okay? All right. Formulate your question for the angel answer card. I don't know. For some of you, this is about, you know, I don't know what it's about. Wow, that's deep. But you've got transits across the sign of Jupiter. Jupiter rules deadly serious agreements. Other people's resources. All right. Don't have your chart, you won't know about this. Website members, you will be getting your transit watch this week. I think this is a very important week that we have coming up, particularly as Uranus gets ready to go into Taurus. And that's final. Whatever that is, it's the final no. It ain't the no hold off, it's the final no. The response to your inquiry is a firm no. You needn't worry though, as you will see why. This was the perfect answer as time goes by. That's what I have for you, water signs, for April. Move carefully. Again, if you think you'd be interested in a reading, you can find the link to my website here at the bottom, the website address at the bottom of the video. Until next time, namaste.